And that brings us back to the Quad. What is the Quad? It's the Quadrilateral Security Initiative, a coalition of 4 democracies, an alliance with the aim of countering Beijing. It's an old group with a new life. The members need it now more than ever. Japan wants to end Chinese incursions in its waters. Australia wants to counter China's punitive taxes. America wants to have an open Indo-Pacific, and India wants respect for its territorial integrity. The grouping makes sense. But for it to make a difference, it must get its act together, speak in one voice and in a language of strength. The Quad must be consistent and proactive, not compliant and reactive. What has it done so far? Why has it restricted itself to mere posturing? Our next story tells you about the rise, the fall, the rebirth and the future of the Quad.
The year was 2004. A tsunami had devastated the Indian Ocean region. The world was looking to help. 4 countries decided to coordinate their response: India, Australia, the United States and Japan. They launched ad hoc operations to provide relief, but the engagement was limited. Cut to 2007. The Asian Regional Forum took place in the Philippines. The Prime Ministers of India, Japan and Australia met with then US Vice President Dick Cheney. This was the first quadrilateral summit. A few months later, the 4 countries held a large multilateral naval exercise in the Indian Ocean. China did not like it. It exerted pressure. For the next 10 years, the Quad lay dormant. 2017 came as a big turning point. China's Belt and Road Initiative was expanding. Quad member nations saw what China was up to. The alliance is resurrected with a meeting. The discussion revolved around a free and open Indo-Pacific. This is the Indo-Pacific, the Indian Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, and the area around it. One country was declared a potential threat: China. And in 2020 it proved to be a threat. After unleashing the Wuhan virus pandemic, China emerged as the single biggest threat to the stability of the Indo-Pacific. Its increasing assertiveness, expanding maritime aggression, and bizarre territorial claims infuriated all Quad member nations. Beijing is currently fighting a trade war with the United States, a diplomatic war with Australia, a border conflict with India, and multiple territorial disputes with Japan. The threat is real. Quad is looking to evolve from an informal grouping into a formal alliance, because together it has the potential to counter China's aggression. Look at the numbers. China has an army of 2 million. The combined army of India, the United States, Japan and Australia is 2.2 million. The Chinese Navy has a strength of 240,000. For the Quad, the naval forces stand at 760,000. The potential is immense, but challenges remain, especially for India. Number 1 is proximity. India is the only Quad member that shares a border with China. It's the most vulnerable to Chinese retaliation. Beijing has the ability to inflict direct costs on New Delhi. And 2 is the lack of a formal alliance. Unlike Japan and Australia, India does not have a formal security alliance with America. India sticks to the idea of non-alignment and strategic autonomy. It cannot command the Quad's intervention should China provoke again. So the bottom line is this: if the Quad wants to be potent and effective, its member nations must put their money where their mouth is. They need to establish a formal alliance and speak in one voice without mincing words and hiding behind diplomatic jargon. And at the same time, they must be proactive, not wait for another pandemic to join hands. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.